Hello everyone, and welcome back to The Blazes. My name is Kendall West, and I am here with our very first Logic School episode. So I'm joined by 3 Logic Schoolers, 2 of which are our hosts for the Logic School, and then our very special guest, who I will introduce in a little bit. But first, let's start with the hosts, Mackenzie West and Keen Cabrera.
Hi.
Mackenzie is in 7th grade, and Keen is in 8th grade. Right, Keen? Yeah. Okay, great. And then our special guest is also in 8th grade. So, Mackenzie, could you just tell us a little bit about your musical background, what instruments you play, or if you like to sing?
I love musical theater. I have been singing since I was very little. I've been in a couple of professional productions at 80 Players. I've been acting since I was 6, and then
And singing.
And
you have an
and
obsession
singing.
with water. Put the water bottle down.
Okay. Fine.
Thank you, special guest. You just revealed her name. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Keen, can you talk about your musical background? Do you play any instruments, or do you just like listening to music?
No, I play the piano. I've played the piano since I was about 4. I do like to sing. I was in a choir for a while, but that didn't really work out. So, things happen. But yeah.
Did you
I just didn't like the director.
get around with the director?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, have a bad choir director. It sort of ruins
Yeah.
things. Okay. And then back to Mackenzie. What's your favorite song right now?
I really love anything from a Broadway musical or any musical. My favorite song right now is probably Still from Anastasia. Because the guy who sings it is a beautiful tenor, and it sounds so good. It's great.
His voice is so good. Beautiful tenor. All right. Keen, do you have a favorite song right now? Or one of your favorite songs right now?
Yeah, I have a lot of favorite songs. I like No Me Queda Mas. It's by Selena.
I don't speak that language.
Yeah, I don't either, but that's okay. And I like a lot of, different kinds of music, just whatever is out, so.
Okay, cool. It is time to introduce our guest, whom Mackenzie already spoiled the name of, but that's okay. Bella Smith is here today to talk to us about a song that she has written called Amor Solis. I was about to pronounce it wrong. I have taken Latin for 10 years, so I hope
Understandable.
Yeah. Armor. It's not armor. It's Amor Solis, which, Bella, what does that mean?
It's supposed to mean love of the sun.
Have you written a lot of songs?
I have. I'm pretty sure that I've written about 45 songs total.
Wow.
That's insane.
It's a lot. Not all of them are done, but I've been writing songs since I was about 9. Now, I'm not saying the ones I wrote when I was 9 were good, but
But they were there.
they existed and they were finished.
Okay, so can you tell us then, sort of answer the 2 questions that I asked Keen and Mackenzie?
Musical background. My entire family has been a musical family for a long time.
Shout out to the Smiths. We love you.
Yeah, my dad is a worship pastor, and my mom is a vocalist and also a dance teacher. So we have a lot of music, and I've been a pianist since, I played since I could reach the keys, but I took lessons when I was about 6. My favorite song, I would say right now, is one that got stuck in my head yesterday, and I didn't know what it was. It's called Fairy Tale by Alexander Rybak. It's an interesting one.
What genre is that song?
I don't actually know.
I feel like that's happening to genres a lot these days.
Yeah.
Like, people are just making their own genres.
They're kind of like merging together in a way.
Yeah. Well, that's okay.
What inspired you to write your song?
This is actually a funny story. So I was taking a shower, and you know how if you have a glass door on your shower, it will fog up. And I was just doodling on the fogged up glass door, and all of a sudden I had an idea for a whole little story. And then I turned that story into a song. I don't think the story makes any sense in my mind. Being for one who wrote the song, that would be a good thing to know. But I don't know, it's just an interesting little story. There is, I would say there's a little bit of a message behind it. Like, don't jump into things you aren't ready for, is kind of what I would really say about it.
Okay, great. There seems to be an excess of door opening happening. But that's okay. That's what happens when you're recording in your living room. Future Housewives of Pascal, we're using the $300 that we get every year to go rent space. Okay? I'm just letting you know now. That's the plan. Okay, Bella.
Yes.
We have all heard this song. We've listened to it. It's fantastic. But we got to record it, and so I would like to share that with all of our listeners now. So we're going to play it here, and then we'll talk about it a little bit. So enjoy Amor Solis by Bella Smith.
One night I had a dream where I was laying on a treetop and the sun was shining over me. The clouds never covered him, they only passed him by, and he was low to earth and talking to me. He said, "Little woman, hear the words I bring. Love on either end is attached to a string. If you want love, then hold on to your string. Give the other end to someone you love. For me." He told me he'd hold the other side for now, so I could give it away when I was ready. But unbeknown to me, he knew I was naive, so he tricked me into his desire. He said, "Little woman, hear the words I say. I'm a greater light hanging up at day. Heavenly bodies cannot love, so tell me of the wealth of having someone know you better than you know yourself." Then the moon came along and she shone her light, and the sky went from blue to a darker night, and the sun hid his rays from the queen of the night, and he turned his eyes away, and the moon looked at me and she said, "King of day, what have you done? This little girl wants love, and now you've done too much. You've stolen from her the chance to feel that way. Give it to her now and be back by the day." He said, "Little
gorgeous.
So Bella, you said earlier you didn't really know what it was about, but you also thought there was some sort of a message behind that. Do you know what your song is about or anything behind it?
The story itself is basically, it's all in a dream, and this girl is, the son kind of wants to experience love in some sort of way. In this case, it's attached to a string. It's all kind of literal in a sense, and one string was to go to her, but he was going to secretly have the other side so he could experience it, but then she kind of found out and he had to explain himself, and then the moon comes and like chews him out for it, and then they kind of have a whole understanding, and then the girl says she's not ready for any of this. She just wants to wait on it and wait till she's ready to experience that. So that's kind of what the story is.
Yeah.
So, like, whenever you write music, as what you're writing based off events, or is it just whatever kind of comes to mind?
It depends, because usually when I start writing a song, I already know what it's going to be about. So sometimes it's based off of, none of it's really personal experience. It's more of just like what I've thought about and what I've been struggling through. And then other times it's story based or based off of like a character, because I like coming up with my own stories, and I have characters in those stories, and then I write songs for them. This song it's a lot different than the other ones I've written because it has a story, but it's not one that I came up with prior to writing the song. So I had no idea that I was going to turn this into a song.
So you talked a little bit when we were recording the song last week about if you're gonna like animate this or something and like draw. So you love to draw.
I do draw.
Do you have like characters in your mind for what these people look like? I mean, I know it's the sun and the moon, obviously.
Yeah.
But are they like people? The sun and the moon?
I kind of imagine them as people or like human figure. I would imagine the moon as this celestial woman who is just, what's the word? Like,
she's like a goddess.
yeah, basically. And then the sun, I would say, is kind of like this kingly figure, but not to the point where he looks like he's over everything. And then I would say that the girl, she's in some sort of like nightgown because it's a dream. She's coming from her sleep. That's what I would imagine it, and then it will all take place in a tree because that's where the song takes place, apparently.
Cool. We're gonna have the lyrics attached to the last drop, and maybe we'll have them post somewhere else.
Ooh.
I just decided that right in this moment.
I was not ready for that.
How does that sound, Bella?
That sounds great.
Just because people, I mean, you can hear a song, but you want to be able to look up the lyrics online.
Do you have any artists that inspire you to write?
Songwriting wise, well, I've liked Imagine Dragons for a long time, but lyric wise, lyric writing I've kind of picked up on my own. I don't know how much inspiration I really had. I do like the lyrics in the songs by the artist Aurora. She's
Heard of her.
European, some country in Europe. I don't remember which one it was.
There's so many.
There are so many countries in Europe.
Great observation.
Yeah, there's a lot of lyrics in her songs that they all kind of are a bit of a story in themselves, Aurora's lyrics. So that might also be similar to Amor Solis as a song, just story-wise.
Cool. I've written poems in the past. I wrote one song that was a goodbye present to my brother when he graduated, which no one ever needs to hear. But anyways,
You wouldn't understand half of it anyway.
yeah, it's a very
Inside
personal
joke.
story,
Inside
inside
joke
joke
song.
song.
Oh,
Yeah,
inside
it's
joke
funny.
songs are
It's
the
not
best.
like beautiful. I know. But I tend to write out of like necessity. Usually, I think I've written like one poem just because I felt like I needed to be writing a poem at that moment. The other times I just like write because Noctua Poetica is coming up. So, do you write out of necessity, or do you write just because in the moment you feel like you need to write a song?
I mean, again, it depends on the song. Sometimes I'll feel the need, like, hey, I need to write a song. And most of my lyrics, admittedly, take about 20 minutes. I'm not saying this like, oh my gosh, I'm so good at lyric writing. I don't even understand how I write them so fast. And then other songs, I'll like experience something and then I have strong feelings about it. And then I would just write about it. Usually those feelings are negative. But yeah, I just sometimes feel like I need to get something off my chest. So I put it in a song. Nobody ever has to see it. But there's a song.
Did you run into any difficulties while writing this song?
Writer's block.
Yes!
Really?
Except that's usually happens with like my stories. Songs, I don't really ever have writer's block. I would say the one difficulty was I was writing this song while probably writing a paper for school. So I couldn't do both at once. It was one or the other. So,
Which keyboard? The piano keyboard or the laptop keyboard?
well, no,
You choose.
the piano came later. When I was writing the lyrics first because I thought it was just going to be a story at first, and then I turned it into a song.
Oh, so it started as just a story, and then you transferred that. Okay, so these characters are like more developed than just what we see in the song, sort of.
I don't know how much they're actually characters. They're just kind of. Actually, no, they might be characters. I'm not sure. This song is one of those I'm not sure type songs.
Cool.
Another difficulty, I would say, is when I was coming up with the melody, I not accidentally, I had it originally in waltz time, which is like da 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 3/4, if musicians out there understand me. And then when I went to write the melody for the rest of it, I had forgotten about that entirely and changed it all to 4/4, which is da 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 da. I'm good at explaining these things, not really. So what I did instead, if any of you heard it in the song, is I changed the ending to 3/4 as a nod to the original being in 3/4, because I still liked it. I still liked it in waltz time. I just completely forgot and pushed that out of my mind. And then there's the song, and then that was a painful realization.
The song was really good. You should definitely upload more of your music. I was actually really impressed. I was kind of surprised. But yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know.
I don't mean that to be offensive at all. But
a lot of people don't know that I write songs until they find out that I write songs. It's actually something.
That's usually how it goes.
Yeah. They don't know about it until they know that.
You don't know until you know.
Life lessons from Bella right here, folks.
I'll be here all night.
No, she won't.
Call me.
At dance class.
Oh, that's true.
In an hour. Well, we are really excited to hear from students in the Logic School about their musical endeavors. Bella, it's really cool hearing a song that you write, and maybe one day more songs if Keen has his way. Anyone out there in Logic School, if you want to share something with us, whether that's a musical composition, it could be a poem, or if you just have an interesting opinion on a certain genre or something that you're really passionate about related to music, we want to hear your voice. So just let either me or Mackenzie or Keen or Bella or really anyone in Pascal know, and we can talk about it and set up an episode. We would love to share your voice with TCS.
All right, well, that's it for this episode of Logic School Blazes.
Thank you, Bella, for
Yes.
joining us and sharing your music.
Thank you for having me.
You can find this on Anchor, Apple Podcast, YouTube, and Spotify.
Yeah.
So, Bella, you're going to be all over the place after this.
I forgot that there was others other than Spotify. So that's gonna be
The
great.
fame is starting now. Get her signature while you can.
Uh-huh. Get it while she's at your school, folks.
Uh-huh. Just like Dr. Williams went to school with, was it Beyonce? I think it was. Did she get her signature then? No. Actually, maybe it wasn't Beyonce. Maybe I'm like totally dating them.
Well, my mom actually grew up with Kelly Clarkson.
Oh yeah, that is so cool.
That
Did she
is
get her
really cool.
signature?
I don't think so.
Wow.
Does she have her phone number?
See, missed
Probably, no.
opportunities. You never know who's gonna be famous.
Get your signature on get your yearbook and let everybody sign it, folks.
Yes. I bet not Ree Drummond. What am I talking about?
What?
I bet
Ree
Kelly
Drummond.
Clarkson and Beyonce were writing songs like Amor Solis in middle school.
Maybe not as eloquent.
I'm still waiting for the West Sister duo to be a thing.
We're
That's
coming at you live at Music Night.
Pascal Music Night.
Pascal Music Night, which is happening on April 14th at Christ Community Church.
and I possibly might be actually performing this song live.
We would love to hear that. Wait, that's so exciting! Yay!
I've been thinking about it.
Do it.
Yeah.
Once you get all this amazing feedback, I'm excited. Okay, close this out, Mackenzie.
You should say like, you should like quote a song, like say like thank you next or something. You should be like, I don't know, cause I thought of something that was good. Okay. Thank you, and we'll see you on our next podcast. Yeah, like if you put that together, it's like thank you next.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
See ya.